Is my screen visible, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today I'll be discussing how to determine the slope and deflection for a simply supported beam using moment area method. So as I said that, so in the previous classes we had discussed regarding the cantilever beam, how to determine the slope and deflection for cantilever beam using the moment area method. So in this class, we'll discuss how to determine the slope and deflection for a simply supported beam using the moment area method. So I have brought a problem to you here. So here we have a simply supported beam AB, so which is having the span of 6 meters, and it is a concentrated load. It is subjected to a concentrated load of 10 kilonewton, so which is at the distance of 2 meters. So you can just observe over here. So it is 2 meters from span A and 4 meters from span B. So you are supposed to determine what is the maximum slope and deflection for a simply supported beam. So wherein in the question itself, they have given that the Young's modulus is 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square, and the value of moment of inertia they have given as 15 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. So I just repeat it once again. So here we have been given a simply supported beam. So wherein A and B are the two supports, and the span of the beam is 6 meters, and it is subjected to the concentrated load of 100 kilonewton, with us at the distance of 2 meters from span A. So we are supposed to determine what is the maximum slope and deflection for this simply supported beam. So first and foremost thing here, so we have a simply supported beam, so wherein we are supposed to determine what is the maximum bending moment. So as in the moment area method, as in the case of moment area method, in order to determine the slope and deflection, so we have the two theorems, wherein in order to determine the slope, it is the area of M by EI diagram, that is the area of the bending moment diagram, and for determining the deflection, it is the area multiplied with the centroidal distance. So for determining both slope and deflection, first and foremost thing is the we need to draw the bending moment diagram. So as we know that this is the eccentric loading. Eccentric loading is nothing but it is not equally distributed. So wherein from A it is 2 meters and from B it is situated at the distance of 4 meters. So therefore it is called as eccentric loading. So whenever if you have a simply supported beam with the eccentric concentrated load, so the bending moment, the maximum bending moment will be WAB divided by L. So I just repeated, when you have a eccentric loading, which is for a simply supported beam, the maximum bending moment value will be equal to W into A into B divided by L. So wherein the value of W here they have given as 100 kilonewton, and A they have given as 2 meters. A is nothing but from left support, what is the distance? From the left side of the support, what is the distance from the left side of the support to that of the load? So that is 2 meters. So B is nothing but the distance or the span from the right side of the support to that of the load, that is 4 meters. So L is nothing but the overall span. So that is nothing but 6 meters. That is 4 plus 2, that is 6 meters. So the maximum bending moment is nothing but WAB divided by L. So you just substitute that. You'll get the value as 100 into 2 into 4 divided by 6. So it is 133.33 kilonewton meter. So are you getting the same value? All of you? Just calculate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubts over here? Any doubts? Any doubts? Anyone? Anyone? Any doubts? Hello? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So next, you have the bending moment diagram variation here is triangular variation. The bending moment diagram over here is a triangular variation. Why? Because we have given a concentrated load here. So therefore, the variation of bending moment is called as the linear or triangular variation. So therefore, I have drawn a triangle over here with the bending moment as 0 over the support sides. And also you can just observe over here, I have just drawn a two dots over here, so which represents the centroid for the individual triangle. So centroid for the individual triangles. So wherein x1 represents the centroid of the triangle with the 2 meter span, and x2 represents the centroid of the triangle of 4 meter span from a. So here you can just choose either a or b, any one of the supports for determining x1 and x2. You can either choose a or b. Okay. So this is all about sketching of the bending moment diagram for the given loaded condition. So next, coming on to determination of deflection. So as in case of determination of deflection over here, so we are supposed to draw a slope over here. So here you can just observe red color dotted lines over here, which is the representation of the deflected position of the beam. So initial position of the beam was straight. The deflected position is represented as a red color dotted line. So wherein there is a creation of a slope over here. So that slope is mentioned as theta b. So that slope is mentioned as theta b at b side, and it is from a, it is theta a. I just repeated. So before the application of load, AB is the beam which is in the straight position. So after the load applied, the 100 kilonewton, after the application of 100 kilonewton of the load, the position of the beam will be in this shape. So it represents like an arc. So wherein the initial position to the final position, there is a creation of angle. Angle is nothing but the slope. So there is a creation of angle at each supports. So wherein at point B it is called as theta B, and at point A it is called as theta A. Okay, so if I just draw the tangent over any one of the line, so yeah, I have just drawn over B here. So wherein the distance from A to that of tangent which is drawn from B, it is called as a DAB. DAB represents the deflection of the point, deflection of the beam with reference to the initial position. Deflected shape is nothing but the position, the distance between the initial position of the beam to the deflected position. So DAB is called as deviation of A with reference to B. Deviation of A with reference to B. So now we are supposed to calculate what is the deflection at point B. So for that, as I said, the DAB is called as deviation of A with reference to B. So here deflection is calculated as by using the second theorem of moment area, we can calculate the deflection as area multiplied by the centroidal distance. So here area of M by EI multiplied by the centroidal distance between A and B. So we need to calculate deviation of AB. So therefore, we need to take the centroidal distance between AB and we need to multiply that with the area of M by EI diagram between A to B, means for the overall beam. Okay, so now we need to calculate what is the area of M by EI. So area of M by EI represents half in 1 by EI. 1 by EI, I just take common over here. So area represents half into base into height. So area of the triangle, half into base into height. So here there are two triangles over here. One is of the span of 2 meters and one more is of the span of 4 meters. So therefore, I just take the area of the first triangle, which is of the span of 2 meters over here. So that is half into, that is 0.5 into base is 2 meters, 2 meters into height is the WAB divided by L, that is 133.33 will be the height of the triangle. So you just substitute over there. And then as I said, that deflection is nothing but area multiplied by the centroidal distance. So here x1 represents the centroidal distance of the smaller triangle with reference to A. So here x1 will be of 2/3 of the base. So since it is a longer span, so from A, it is a longer side of the triangle. So the centroid will be of the distance of 2/3 of the base. So therefore, multiply that by 2/3 into base distance is 2 meters over here. So here it is 2/3 into 2. Did you get this? Did you get this? For the first triangle I have solved over here. Did you get this? All of you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all of you? Do you want me to repeat it once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, as I said that deflection is nothing but area multiplied by the centroidal distance. So here, as in case of bending moment diagram here, so here there are two triangles over here. One is of the span equal to 2 meters and one more is of the span equal to 4 meters. So I'm just taking the area of M by EI diagram for 2 meter span. So what is the area for triangle? That is half into base into height. Okay. So for the smaller triangle, that is half into base will be 2 meters. Height is the maximum amount of bending moment which we have got, that is WAB divided by L. That is 133.33 will be the height of the triangle. So next, this is the area for the smaller triangle. So we need to multiply that with the centroidal distance in order to get the deflection. So therefore, multiply that by the centroidal distance. So since it is from A we have taken as a reference, either from B also you can take. So here I have taken it from A. So therefore, for this triangle, it is having the distance of 2/3 of the base. Why? Because this is the longer side of the triangle. So therefore, the centroid remains at 2/3 of the base. So therefore, I have multiplied that with this area. Okay. So next, coming on to the bigger triangle over here. So it is area of the bigger triangle is half into base will be 4 meters into height will be 133.33. So here 133.33 is the height, and then we need to multiply it with the centroidal distance. Since we are taking A as the reference, the centroidal distance from this blue color line, you can just observe here, from this blue color line to this dot, it is 1/3 of the base. So
Excuse me, ma'am, certain students are trying to join.
now I can't. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible? All of
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Is my screen visible, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, as I said that it is from A, it is we have got the centroidal distance. So from A, here you can just take the blue color line as a reference first. So from this point, it is 1/3 of the base. So it is 1/3 of 4, but we have our reference point is point A. So therefore, we are supposed to add that distance. So it is 2 plus 1/3 of 4. So 2 is the distance from A to that of this blue color line. And then we need to add from this line to that of the centroidal distance. So therefore, from this line to centroidal distance is 1/3 of the span. So that is 1/3 of 4 plus the remaining distance, that is 2 meters. So therefore, after substituting and calculating all these things, we'll get the value of DAB as 1066.64 divided by EI. Are you getting the same value, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Did you
Yes.
get this? How did I calculate, all of you? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and we know that in the question itself, they have given the value of E as 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. And the moment of inertia, they have given us 15 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. So if we just multiply that both, we'll get a value, but we need to convert that in terms of kilonewton meter square, because the deviation which we have got, and it is in terms of kilonewton meter cube. Okay, so therefore if we just multiply that E and I, so and then we are supposed to convert it in terms of kilonewton meter square, we'll get the value as 3000 kilonewton meter square. 3000 kilonewton meter square. So I know the value of EI as 3000 kilonewton meter square. And then DAB is in terms of 1066.64 divided by 3000. So if I just substitute that value, I'll get the value as 0.36 meters. 0.36 meters is the deflection of point B, or it is also called as deviation of A with reference to point B. Deviation of A with reference to point B. Did you get the value, all of you? Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So the next thing here is we need to determine the slope. We need to determine the slope. So here in the previous thing, we have the overall thing is represented as a triangle. This is a tangent and this is a base of the simply supported beam, and this is the deviation, that is deviation of A with reference to B. If I just summarize overall diagram, it will be in terms of a triangle. So wherein the AB is the span, that is 6 meters, and DAB represents the deviation. So that end point I have just represented as A1, and the theta B is the slope which is created due to the deflected shape or deflected position of the beam. So in order to determine what is the value of theta B, so I can make use of the trigonometric tangent function, that is theta B as tan theta B. So tan theta B will be equal to opposite by adjacent. So for theta B, opposite side is DAB and adjacent side is 6 meters. So therefore, it is DAB divided by 6. So since we can just, in the previous slide, we have got the deviation or the deflection as 0.36 meter, which is very small. So since it is very small, I can take tan theta B as equal to theta B itself. So therefore, DAB, I have got it as 0.36. Substitute over there, divided by 6 meters. So I'll get the value as 0.06 radians. And remember, the value of slope, as in case of moment area method, will be in terms of radians itself. Okay, so remember, the value of theta or the slope in case of moment area method will be in terms of radians itself. It is not in terms of degrees. Okay, is this step clear, all of you? Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm only hearing one voice. How
Yes,
about
ma'am.
others?
Yes, ma'am.
How about others?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So coming on to determination of slope at A. So as a part of B, we have determined deflection at B and slope at B. So now, as in case of point A, so we are supposed to determine what is the slope at A. So wherein I have again taken up the bending moment diagram into consideration over here. So I have noticed that the moment area method has two theorems. It is based on the two theorems. Mainly, the first theorem is for the validation or for determination of slope, and second theorem, it is for the determination of deflection. So since here I need to determine the slope, so therefore I make use of theorem 1 of the moment area method. So wherein I can just make use, or I can just modify that as theta A minus theta B is equal to area of bending moment diagram between A and B divided by EI. So that is nothing but slope which is created at A. Difference of that slope which is created to the support B is always equal to area of this M by EI diagram, or area of bending moment diagram between those 2 points. I just repeated. So whenever the slope is created at the simply supported beam at one end, so in order to determine the slope which is created at another end, we are supposed to take the difference between the slope and we are supposed to equate to that as the area of bending moment diagram divided by EI between those 2 points itself, not any other points. Okay, so here theta A I need to determine where it is unknown, and theta B I have got the value as 0.06 by the previous slide. And now I need to equate this as area of bending moment diagram between A and B. So here, as you all know that it is the two triangles over here. One is of span equal to 2 meters and another is of span equal to 4 meters. So therefore, it is area of the first triangle will be half base height. So half into 2 meters is the base and height is 133.33. So add that with the area of the larger triangle. So that is half into base is 4 meters and height is again same as that of the maximum bending moment, that is 133.33. So if I just substitute that and simplify all the things, I'll get the value as theta A as 0.1933 radians. 0.1933 radians. Are you getting the same? Check the values. All of you, are you getting the same? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next very important step over here. So this is the step wherein we are supposed to determine the maximum deflection. And remember, in order to determine the maximum deflection, just you can't just straight away tell it as it will be exactly below the loaded point. Why? Because since this load is not exactly at the mid level, means it is not center concentrated load, wherein from both the supports it is equally distributed. In only that case, you can just,
Show the previous slide.
okay. Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, in order to determine the maximum deflection, suppose if you have given a simply supported beam, wherein if this 100 kilonewton was exactly at 3 meters from A and 3 meters from B, suppose. So in that case, definitely you can tell it as the maximum deflection will be exactly at the, exactly below the loaded point of 100 kilonewton. But in this case, you have the 100 kilonewton load 2 meters from A and 4 meters from B. So that is nothing but the eccentric distance. So in this case, you can't judge that it will be exactly below the 100 kilonewton. So therefore, in order to determine the maximum deflection, I have just taken a section over here. I think you can just notice over here the blue color dotted line. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this line, I have taken a section wherein it is at the distance of x, the horizontal distance of x from the support B. X is the horizontal distance from support B, and y is the distance of the section inside the bending moment diagram. Inside the bending moment diagram, y is the vertical distance of the section inside the bending moment diagram, and x is the horizontal distance of the section with reference to point B. So as I know that at exactly at this point, is my cursor visible, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so exactly at this point, that is the maximum bending moment point, I know that it is WAB divided by L. So I can determine exactly at the sectioned point what is the value of the deflection. What is the value of the deflection over here? How? It is by using the application of similar triangle method. So you have the similar triangle B, the bigger triangle of span equal to 4 meters and the smaller triangle of span equal to x distance. So I have 133.33 as a height for the bigger triangle. Divide that by the span of the bigger triangle, that is 4 meters, equal to the top, the vertical distance of the smaller triangle, that is sectioned triangle, that is y. So divided by the horizontal distance of the section triangle, that is x. So if I just make use of the similar triangle method, this is what the equation I will get, and I'll get the value of y in terms of x as 33.33x. Is this equation correct? All of you, are you understanding? And are you getting the value as 33.33x? All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So after getting this value, and one more thing you are supposed to make a note, that you just make a note somewhere. So the point where the maximum deflection is, in that point or exactly on that point, always the slope is 0. This is the base thing in order to determine the maximum deflection. So in order to determine the maximum deflection exactly on any section, so in that section, always the slope will be equal to 0. The slope will be equal to 0. So therefore, I just consider as theta x is equal to 0. Means the slope at the distance of x from B is equal to 0. Why? Because I need to determine the maximum deflection. So here I have just noted that same. And since I need to determine the slope and deflection over here, first thing in order to determine the value of Ex, I just make use again the application of theorem 1 of the moment area method over here. So wherein it is the triangle which is occurring between B to X. So therefore, theta B minus theta X is equal to area of bending moment diagram between B and X divided by EI. I repeat it. So in order to determine the value of Ex, so I just make use of the theorem 1 of the moment area method. So wherein it is the distance between B and X, or it is the triangle of B and X. So it is theta B minus theta X is equal to area of bending moment diagram between B and X divided by EI. So here, in the previous calculation, we have got the value of theta B as 0.06. So minus theta x is equal to area of bending moment diagram between B and X. So this smaller triangle of a span equal to X meters should be taken into consideration for area calculation. So that is nothing but half into base is X. So it is 0.5 into X into Y is the height. Height is nothing but 33.33 times of X, which wherein I have substituted that value. So if you, as I said, that if you want to determine the maximum deflection, exactly at that point, the slope will be equal to 0. So therefore, putting theta x is equal to 0 and substituting all the things, I'll get the value of X as 3.26 meters from B. So you can also calculate from A also. The same procedure will be followed. Okay. It's not like exactly you need to calculate from B itself. You can also calculate from A also. Okay. So, but if you are calculating either from A or from B, theta x will be 0 always. Is this clear? Is this point clear? All of you? Yes, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, only 2 voices I'm hearing. How about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Is this
ma'am.
clear? Is this clear? Because it is a very important problem from your exam point of view. Shall I proceed?
Yes,
Shall I
ma'am.
proceed? Okay. So here we have determined what is the value of X here. So the next thing is we need to determine what is the value of the maximum deflection by using the value of X, that is 3.26 meters, which we have determined. So here the maximum deflection is, so here maximum deflection here is nothing but, since this deflection is taking it is as a representation of arc over here, you can just observe it is represented as arc because the final position of the deflected position will be in the shape of arc itself. So that is nothing but x times of theta b, this distance will be x times of theta b, means the value between the initial position of the beam to the deflected position of the beam. This distance we are supposed to calculate in the diagram of the beam, not in the diagram of the bending moment. So as in the diagram of the beam, this is the arc of the deflected position, and theta b is the slope which we have got initially. So here we are supposed to determine what is this length of the what is this length. So this length will be equal to product of the span multiplied with the slope created. So here the span is x meters, multiplied that by the slope, that is theta b, minus the deviation of x. Deviation of x is nothing but area of m by ei diagram of this span ex itself. So we need to multiply that with the again the centroidal distance. So deviation of x is nothing but the deflection of x with reference to b. So therefore, after substituting all this, x we have got it as 3.26 times of theta b, also we have determined it as 0.06 minus area of m by ei diagram of the triangle of span equal to x meters. That is half into x we have determined it as 3.26. So half into 3.26 into y is nothing but 33.33 times of x. So into 33.33 times of 3.26. So and then we need to multiply that with the centroidal distance. So from this line, the blue color line, to that of the centroid, it is a shorter distance of the triangle. So therefore it is one third of the base. So it is one third of the x distance. Base is x, so therefore it is one third of x. So it is one third of 3.26. So after all this simplification, the maximum deflection you will get it as 387.07 divided by EI. So EI value, you know that it is 3000 kilonewton meter square. So after substitution, I'll get the value as 0.129 meters. 0.129 meters. So this is all about how to determine the maximum deflection. Is it
Ma'am?
clear, all of you? Yes.
Ma'am, why? Ma'am, we have to. Can we take the 2/3 of a base from B, ma'am? For the X
Madam,
triangle.
one second. So since we have drawn a section over here, you can just observe a section over here, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
from this section, we are determining what is the amount of deflection, because from this section itself, we have determined that is x into theta b, we have calculated in the initial shape here, correct? So therefore, we are supposed to calculate from this section itself what is the amount of the centroidal distance. So therefore, I have taken it as one third.
Okay.
Any confusions over here? Any confusions?
No, ma'am.
All of you? All of you?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, no confusion.
Is it clear, all of you? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just summarize this. So when you want to determine any, the maximum slope or deflection at any point. So first thing, you're supposed to determine the slope at the two ends, basically. That is from at A at B also. So after determining the slope and deflection at the 2 points, you just notice that what is the kind of the load which is given. So whenever it is a center concentrated load, no doubt exactly the maximum deflection, if it is asked, it will be exactly below the loaded point itself. But if at all, if it is asked with the eccentric distance, what I have given over here, so then you are supposed to take a section. So in any of the point, you can just take with reference to B also, with reference to A also. So here I have taken with reference to B. So that we are supposed to determine what is the maximum deflection. Before finding the maximum deflection, we need to notice that the slope at the maximum deflection point is always equal to 0. So by utilizing the theorem 1 of the moment area method, we can determine what is the value of x. So by putting the value of the slope as equal to 0, so after determining all the things, we can easily determine what is the maximum deflection over the sectioned point. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, all of you.